and this is your argument? All right, folks. So it's kind of funny that we had a talk the other day about, systemic racism, oppression, yada, 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 peanut butter. And I've gotten quite a few of the same type of rebuttals. And a lot of them have sent me a video that they want me to watch. And it's strange that they said, watch this. And I can see that the title of it, as you guys can see in here, talks about, three North Carolina police officers that supposedly got caught doing some racist stuff. So what I'm getting ready to do here, I'm going to play this video and watch it along with you guys, and I'm going to give my take on it, and we will go from there. But apparently, I don't know what all it entails, but I mean, the title pretty much gives it away. Three North Carolina police officers fired after audit uncovered racist video. Okay, so just like you guys are going to watch it. All right, here we go.
We turn now to this story. Tonight, 3 Wilmington, North Carolina police officers have been fired after a routine audit of a patrol car camera uncovered what authorities describe as extremely racist comments toward African Americans. Here's CBS's Jeff Pegues.
An internal probe by the Wilmington Police Department reveals hate-filled conversations with 3 veteran officers. Officer Kevin Piner is heard telling Corporal Jesse Moore that the protest would soon lead to a civil war, and that he is ready. He goes on to tell Moore that he was going to buy a new assault rifle, and soon we are just going to go out and start slaughtering them expletive N-words. Piner says a civil war is needed to wipe them off the expletive map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations. Later, during a phone call with Piner, Moore refers to a woman he arrested as the N-word and says she needed a bullet in her head right then. Donnie Williams is the department's new police chief. He fired the officers on his first day.
When you talk about killing people and generations of people, that is disturbing.
According to investigators, the officers blame their comments on the stress of today's climate in law enforcement. CBS News has reached out to the police union and the 3 officers for comment. So far, they haven't responded. Jeff Pegues, CBS News, Washington.
Well, that is a lot to think about right there. First, systemic racism, I would already eradicate that out, and absolutely not, because look who they new chief is. So that squashed that right there. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like what they said was not disturbing and not wrong, but I might be making this a quick end to this whole argument that a lot of you guys wanted me to see in this video. They got fired. You got your justice. I don't understand. Out there in the protest and everything going on, y'all say things like silence is violence. Y'all saying things like, y'all sent me videos, I guess white kids are calling their parents out and things like that. Talking about going on and talking about their parents are racist. They're calling out friends of theirs that were racist. They're saying, like, if you are a white person and you heard somebody being, something type of racial words being told of a black person or another race, and you didn't say nothing. Now these people are actually saying, we need to speak up about that. White people are encouraging other white people to speak up if you hear another white person being racist about something. When it all comes down to it, if somebody's doing something wrong, you should speak up on it anyway. In this case, they just happened to get caught. Now, to sit there and say what they said, again, it's only telling me what was in their heart. Now, would I buy that bull crap? Well, we just mad about the stresses of what's going on in the climate. Yeah, you can kind of use that as your rebuttal, police officers, but no, not in this case, because y'all were trained to deal with this. Maybe not to this extent, but the fact that y'all are trained to deal with disorderly conduct, all the different things that people do, all the crimes and murders, the kidnappings, y'all were trained to actually deal with things like that. So don't try to use it as an excuse. At the time that you were saying that, like I told people all the time, who you are behind closed doors is who you really are. You can go up there and I serve the law. I'm a good police officer. I protect and serve, but who you are, no matter, guys, it's not just police officers, it's doctors, lawyers, me, whoever it is. Who you are behind closed doors is really who you are. So by them officers making those statements like they did right there, particularly tells me that those officers, 3 of them, whoever they were racist. That doesn't say that there was systemic racism. It was saying that those 3 police officers, who most likely are good buddies, and the fact that they were so comfortable making statements like that in front of each other leads me to believe that they have said something or done something like that before. And at the same time, again, now I want them to say, hey, cool it now, man. Hey, no, hey, don't go that far now. No, they just kind of went along with it, you know? So yes, that's definitely showing blatant racist cops, but that does not mean all cops are racist. Just those 3 right there. And look, y'all should be happy. They got what they deserve. They got fired. That's what we want, right? But that doesn't mean that we just go out there and call for the whole police station to be defunded or anything like that. It's just that those bad cops, that's what we want. This is an example of reform, calling out bad cops and doing what needs to be done to them accordingly, firing them, terminating them, you know, getting rid of them, getting them out of job. And most likely, hey, they not, you know, they're not mentally suitable to actually be police officers anymore because of these statements. I get that. But again, to my fellow black brothers and sisters, of the many videos y'all all sent me this same, not all of you, but you know, 90% of y'all sent me this video right here to show me about systemic racism. And this right here still does not show systemic racism. And for the ones that want to sit there and get mad and say, man, what more do you want? Look, no. How do you feel about how do you feel about certain races believing that all black people are violent and the stereotypes that we get? How do you feel about that? So then how do you think the police are going to feel about it? This is not a sign of systemic racism. There's nothing even remotely close to it, again, because you had 3 bad cops who were part of a police force that said something and just happened to get busted, and they lost their jobs. They got their justice to them, okay? So with this whole thing, I'm trying to figure out why are we trying to act like we're surprised and appalled by it? Like we don't know that there's most likely some people that's actually saying things like that we can't hear. They just happen to get busted. I told y'all before in some other videos, I know that there are racist people, but I wouldn't know because most people that are racist are not flat out there in the open, letting it be known they're racist or whatever like that. They're not out there just doing it. If they are, I haven't heard of it. Most people that are racist, they keep it to themselves. Their hatred and whatever they have, you won't most likely see it. Now, in this case right here, we weren't meant to see it. That's what I'm talking about, that type of thing right there. So why are we acting surprised? Like we surprised that these police officers have done it. Why would we be surprised we've heard anybody done it? If we hear any white person making statements behind closed doors and being caught for, why are we going to act surprised? See, like we didn't always know it. You know what I'm trying to say? We know that there are racist people out there. We just happened to catch somebody that was actually in the midst of doing their racist rant. No, but why are we acting surprised? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not the one that's going to be all, oh yeah. So anyway, with that being said, I just don't see and I don't agree that this is actually something that you would say. This shows proof that the police as a whole in our nation displays systemic racism towards blacks. What you have is 3 cops that are racist, which is going to come down to being hateful, which is going to come down and equal letting themselves being driven by evil. No matter how it comes down to it, folks, when something is wrong and it produces hate, it produces malice, jealousy is coming from evil. Okay. So, again, this does not equate to racism. I know it's going to be I'm sorry. Well, no, don't even try it. This is not going to equate to systemic racism. What I'm getting at, these cops do not represent who all the good police officers are. Okay. They do not represent that. A lot of black people, we represent a small percentage of the population, but we are responsible for over half the crimes. Those black people that commit over half those crimes, they don't represent me because of their skin color. I find it really, really funny. I don't know if you want to call it racist, that you get mad because people profile us. They stereotype us because of our skin color. And yet what we're doing to them is not the same. No, see, I know nobody ever wants to do that. That's what makes it so awesome about being in God and being completely neutral and unbiased. Not being on nobody's side, but actually paying attention to the actual situation. paying attention to the individuals that are involved in the situation. Not looking at no color or anything like that, but looking at the issue that happened to a particular person and going after them for that issue that they did. Again, this is what it's like to look at things from a non-preconceived judgment, non-emotional arousal. They just come in there, see, look what they doing. I told you, look, I knew it. I knew all them white police officers would know. They not all those white police officers are like that. Those 3 police officers like that. When it was with George Floyd, those 4 police officers were like that. When it was with Mr. Tempa, those police officers were like that. That doesn't equate to all of them, because again, before you want to go and start calling these police officers out, I ain't talking about the ones that got caught. I'm not talking about them. Before you want to go and start calling out these police officers nationally, all over this nation, as being racist, all of them being racist. Now, I do believe as a whole, police brutality needs to be put on the forefront. It's against all of us. It's not just against blacks. It's against all of us. The reason why you seeing blacks, because that's what they want you to see. You can go on YouTube right now and type in black police officers being racist. You won't find none. But about 2 months ago, there were a ton of them on there showing black police officers being racist themselves, showing black police officers saying the C word, saying the H word. But now you can't hardly find them on there. If y'all see something, give them to me, send me the link. So that's what I'm saying. If you hate the fact, the reason you are marching right now, the reason a lot of people are marching, Black Lives Matter, no justice, no peace, because you feel that we are being disproportionately yada, 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 peanut butter against, based on our race. But what exactly is it that we are doing right now to police officers? Ask yourself that. So then if that's the question, what makes you different than the police officers themselves? The ones that actually do hate, the ones that actually are racist, the ones that actually are evil. What makes you different than them? Because you all on the same playing field in my eyes. You all are on the same playing field. With the intentions of your heart, that's what the Bible says. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. That's what was in those guys' heart. They spoke it out. That's what we see. But the question is, ask yourself what's in your heart. Ask yourself, what are you doing it for? These guys got busted. These guys got caught. They got fired. Thank God. Yes, that's what they get. That's what needs to happen. Now you need to ask yourself, what are your intentions? If your intentions is to do what we just saw happen in this video, by them getting caught and doing things like that, bringing justice, and yes, if police are being brutal to all races on the face of this nation, yes, the police officers as a whole need to collectively come together and be about righteousness, which is what they should be anyway, and call this stuff out. Yes, thank God they got caught. They got fired. Now, let's move on to the next ones that may be in the police force. Get all the bad ones out of there. It's the same exact thing amongst any race, amongst any group of people, amongst any cliques. It's the same thing even in religious world too, folks, even in church. Church folks have their cliques as well. Church folks have their discriminations and their stereotypes as well. I was heavily stereotyped when I first got into church by a lot of them because I did not look the part. Well, I didn't have I never sagged my pants or anything like that, but they definitely could tell that I was from the streets and instantly already just counted me out like, yeah, he gonna end up messing that. Well, watch, he gonna end up being the one getting one of them pregnant. Well, no, he gonna end up being the one he gonna end up bringing them out into the world. And here it is, not even having no idea, but I was the one that actually came in there with the mind that was completely made up to want to try to follow after Christ and live things best I can. And the ones that was actually of the sheepfold were the ones that were actually going out and doing stuff that I actually came out of. And what I'm saying, like the world that I came out of with seeing drugs and women being done this and women getting pregnant early, it seemed like the people a lot of them was in the churches trying to navigate that direction. So anyway, my point is saying that is this. When it all comes down to it, folks, you need to question yourself, what is in your heart? You need to question yourself, what is your intentions, right? Because if the intentions is all about evil, then you in the wrong spirit. You're going about it the wrong way. I get it. I'm telling you, if you want to go after righteousness, I'm for that. But if your heart is nothing more than to solely stir up mischief and stir up anger and to stir up just a bunch of unnecessary, revenge, when nobody has actually done nothing to you yourself, but you want to talk about our ancestors. I don't think people like Martin Luther King will be looking at things like this right now and saying, yeah, y'all definitely doing how I would do it. I don't think so. I'll have a hard time seeing that, because guess what? We're not doing what he said. He said, judge them not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Their character. We done went after and said all of them are like that. But then we don't like that they say all of us are like that. Anyway, folks, That's my rant on that right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Did I see this the wrong way? I don't feel that I do. I don't not just feel. I didn't see this the wrong way. But again, for the ones that sent me this video, this right here does not show me no systemic racism. I'm not surprised by this. No, we shouldn't any of us be surprised by it. You're going to find bad cops, bad people amongst all type of groups, jobs, occupations, whatever. You're going to find those type of people all around that. But good, they got caught, they got fired, justice was done. We should be happy and be moving on and saying now police officers as a whole, y'all need to be on y'all tiptoes because everybody's sitting around. You never know who's listening is going to catch you doing something. So you better be on your best behavior because, yeah, they're after you. Now, also police officers that may be watching this or family of police officers. Y'all don't need to be defunded. Thank y'all for what y'all doing. Thank y'all for putting y'all lives on the line every day that y'all go out there. Thank y'all for having to go out there with the mindset that you may not be able to come back and see your family. You may be scared. You don't know if the person's going to pull a gun. You don't know. I don't even want to know. I kind of know what it's like because you grew up in the streets in the hood. You may not know what your life is going to be like as well. But I can't imagine every stop that y'all make that there might be a potential that you might get yourself killed. But all they do is put the focus on us. Every time a black person get pulled over, it might be our last time being alive. But police officers go out there every day with that same exact mindset. Black folks about to come at me. Oh, see, look, you just trying. No, I'm just trying to nothing. I'm trying to get you to see things in a different way that you are seeing it because all you have is a one-sided mind. You're not trying to see it both ways. You don't want to see it both ways. You refuse to see it both ways because if you do, it's going to lead you to truth and it's going to actually eradicate all those anger, malice, jealousy, revengeful feelings that you have and get you to be like, oh, well, yeah, I can see it. But a lot of folks don't want to do that. Y'all just running along with the crowd right now, riding this wave right now until it finally crashes and it dies down. And you're going to find out that you're going to end up being at the end of a road to where it led you to no victory at all. Don't believe me? Wait till next year around this time. We'll see. Anyway, folks, let me know what y'all think. Leave it in the comments below after this video. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you guys have food, shelter, and clothing. And I hope and pray every last one of you guys are in great health. God bless you through Jesus. Hey there, folks. If you're watching this video as a premiere, the next video you're going to do, the reaction is going to be right here, okay? Go to that one if you're going right to the next reaction. Right here is the stuff that I do on my own things that you should definitely check out. It's my comedy, stuff like that, yada, 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 peanut butter. And right here is where you can go and subscribe to my channel, okay? Really appreciate it if you did. But first, you get to know me, okay? Get to know me, all right? Peace.